Okay, so we are doing today a session on kvCORE, which is the lead generation website that all eXp agents have. I'm happy to present here Atish Chand, who's out of, well, where are you? Outside of Vancouver,
Yeah,
right?
I'm actually, well, today the office, so I'm just in Vancouver itself, down by Marine Drive in Cambie for most of you that are locals. So,
Awesome. So Atish has been kind of our local kvCORE expert. He's been using it a lot, and so I've asked his help in helping the kind of a basic overview of the entire program, how to get started, how to utilize it, and where to go if you have help. So Atish, tell me, what would be the very first thing if I'm a new eXp agent and I want to start using kvCORE? What do I do first?
yeah, great question, Pablo. You know what? There's a lot of information that comes at you when you join eXp or any new brokerage. So the first things first you got to do is get yourself set up with kvCORE. Okay. And so this is the link to the eXp Enterprise site. The URL is right here, expenterprise.com. Come in here, you do sign into eXp Enterprise, and mine is already pre-signed in, but what you would need to do is put in your login information, and then
That's that passport, right?
yeah, yeah, your username and your password. And then what you need to do is you can scroll down and look at all the great information in here, but your first step is go to optional services right here, okay? And then you go in and fill in your information. Now yours will be blank. Mine, I've already started, as you can see, I started February 5th, 2019. And my kvCORE was already ordered at that particular time. Okay, so I ended up having, I was very fortunate. I got mine in like a day. They gave me kvCORE access, but it usually takes anywhere between 7 to 10 business days just because of the sheer volume of people that come on.
Okay, so then you'll get assigned a kvCORE website. Will you get an email with login information, or what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you end up with is an email that says, hey, welcome to kvCORE. You know, your website is up and running. It'll actually give you your website URL. And then what it will also do is give you login information for your kvCORE site. So now, you know, you've got the tools. Now it's time to put them into action. So you can do one of two things. You can come back into Enterprise, come into here, and then click here where it says kvCORE Platform. All right, and that will, and what you'll see is a blue screen that says, you know, type in your username and your password. And then you end up at where I'm at, which is the dashboard.
Okay, so you log in, you get this. This is your kind of the back end of kvCORE, right?
Correct. Yes. This is where, you know, the rubber hits the road in many respects.
Right.
All of it comes together here. So right now, what you see, the most important thing is to understand these tabs that are along the far left-hand side. Okay, so the top one is your dashboard, which is what you're seeing right now. This is all the communication I have with my clients on a variety of different levels, be it through text, be it through them viewing, whatever it may be. So this is understanding of what is going on with them. Now, one thing that's very important, once you finally logged into here, is as Pablo and I are doing some of this for you, you should take the opportunity to go into the Agent Success Plan. Okay, and this is a great link built by Inside Real Estate, kvCORE, and there's 10 steps that are in there to kind of get you up and running. So some of this stuff isn't making sense. You can go in there and search it a little bit more. So that's one option. The other is, let's just say you just get fundamentally stuck. Come down here, the little blue button, as I call it. You can go into here and ask these people questions at any given time. Okay, and they'll be able to help you. I think business hours are 7 to 5 Pacific Standard Time. So just keep that in mind, but they're available to be able to help answer any questions. And there is a repository of information in the articles as well. I find some great information in there when I need to.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then that learning portal, I see there's a link on the top right, and then I see also a little blue education hat on the bottom left. So
Yes.
This is where I'd find out more information about all of this, right?
Correct. Yeah. It's your best, you know, because it's the actual organization that's created all the software. They're the ones who are going to help you. And, you know, you might come across a great idea. I've seen this tab just get added. This was one of the suggestions a bunch of us made earlier this year was, you know, we want to suggest different ways to be able to do things, right? And so we're all come from different CRMs. This might be a great opportunity for you to suggest and make this better for all of us.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'm in what's my next step?
So here's your different tabs. Let's talk to you about your tabs, and then we'll talk about what you should do right after that. So, here's the smart CRM. I think quite obvious, but it is your CRM. It has all your clients in here, existing and past, and it has new leads, everything else that's in here. Your listings tab. Okay. This one is all the listings that are within your MLS. So if you're signed up to a specific one, this will have all of it in here. If you have certain let's just say you want to look at your listings, you can easily go in here and filter to your listings. Okay. The marketing autopilot tab, this is a phenomenal tab. It'll be just as important as the lead engine tab, to be totally honest. This is where you find your campaigns, and I'm going to take you through campaigns a little bit later. Then there's other things like the mobile dialer that you can use if you want to send out mass emails. The behavioral alerts, or as we've dubbed it, the AI, that's all located here. Okay. And let's talk about lead engine. So the lead engine is a combination of things. There's a few important ones that you should really make yourself very comfortable with. The landing page is one, the squeeze page is another. And for those of you who love the face-to-face and generate a lot of leads that way, get the Open House app downloaded and into your phone and into your iPads, whatever it may be, so you can capture leads that way. The bulk import button here is going to be the one that we will go through when we're talking about getting your contacts into kvCORE. Okay, it's great that you have a pretty website and everything else, but if it's not going to make any money, there's no point in having it. Okay, we don't use the transaction one. That is for our American counterparts currently. And then the Weapon ID X one. This is where you get to modify your website and put your pictures in there and design it the way you want it to be able to. Maybe it needs to align with your colors. There are actually different themed colors that we can go through here as well. Okay. Marketplace is the next one. This is where you get to buy services directly from inside real estate. And we're going to talk to you very quickly about a couple of these things. And we're going to finish off talking a little bit about making it rain. There's another couple of tabs in here if you really want it. The business analytics tab, actually, I'll show it to you real quick. This is an understanding of my business and its performance. So let's just say I want to know where do I get the majority of my leads from and what that looks like. I actually have a dashboard that shows me my back end. So for those of you who love great numbers, this is a great tab to be in. Does that help?
I'm dying to get my website set up. I've got it. I know I need to be using this.
Yeah.
Where should I go first?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So let's get your profile set up first. So on the top right-hand side, which is the email address that you see here, click on it and go to My Profile, please. Okay, and once you go into My Profile, here it's very important to get your social media handles in, get your bio in here, get your phone numbers in here, everything else, get your picture uploaded. Okay, so what you're gonna do is once you're in here, you go to Edit, all right, and all this information pops up and you can do whatever you want with it. Different designations is very important because one of the things that I'm learning as time is going on is that inside real estate is doing a lot of search engine optimization, so certain designations show up. I do military relocations for professionals here in Canada as well, so I have all of that. I speak multiple languages. Get your bio in here, guys. This will be very important because on your website it's critical to have a really good bio. And then I have my email signature in here. And if you have other information that you'd like to be able to put in here, such as education, background, credentials, experience, get it in there. Okay? Okay. So that's kind of your first thing that you want to be able to do. Where do you go from here, Pablo?
Well, first of all, I've got my own URL. Like my website, which is simonerusso.com, I want to be able to use that website here because I saw that you get a weird website name when you get
yes.
Tell me about
that. Well, we all get the same type of name, right? Which is our first last name .exprealty.com. So there's two different ways that you can do this. The least complicated way is to go into Marketplace here. Okay, so go to the Marketplace tab, and there's the vanity domain add-on that you can do. Okay, and with that, if you buy the service, I understand it's $10 a month, and inside real estate, kind of manages moving your domain over from your old provider to the new one, and you pay them the fee, and then it's done. That's one way to do it. The other more complicated way to do it is to contact your domain provider currently and find out how to forward to this particular site. And I apologize about the construction in the back. This particular site, which will be your, in my situation, atishchand.exprealty.com, and you want it forwarded unmasked. Unmasked, all right? Very, very important. And they'll walk you through that particular process. It's usually isn't that complicated, but it's something that's not within the scope of what we're trying to help you with today.
Okay, so I've got my profile set up now.
Yeah.
And I've forwarded my domain, and so now it looks pretty, and I'm kind of set up. Would you say that now my site is live and working the way it should be to start?
That's a great question. You know what? You're live. Your website is live the minute that you get access. So your logins and stuff. But you know, there's a lot of customizable capabilities on the website, and you can really get fun and exciting with a lot of the things that you can do. Okay. And you know what? You don't need to be a full website programmer or anything of that nature. Most of this is clicks of buttons, and you get to get yourself going. So let me show you the Web and IDX. So you're going to go to the far left-hand side here, click on Web and IDX. Yep. And then this site shows up. And then what you'd want to do from here is you go into Edit Settings, right along the top here. Mm-hmm. And in Edit Settings, there's a series of different categories that you have. So as you can see, you've got General, Testimonials, Templates, so forth and so on. And I'm going to take you through this. This is probably where the bulk of your energy needs to be spent to make sure your website's functioning the way that you want it to be, so it captures the leads that you want it to capture. Okay, one of the things, these are the stock photos that Inside Real Estate gives you. You can upload photos. As you can see, I've got check marks next to a few of these, and these are the photos that are on my website. So every time you refresh my page, it changes to a new photo.
And those are kind of specific to your area too, I noticed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I have this. This is pictures of Fairview, downtown, some of the different condos that we have out here. This is, for those of you that are around here, Expo 86, now it's Science World, all of this stuff. So it actually helps people to really understand what's going on.
Okay. I also understand that there's an app. Is that right?
Yes. So there's the kvCORE app that you can download. And one is the mobile dialer app. The other is the Open House app. Mm-hmm. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah. And my understanding is that when a new lead comes in and all that, you can get alerts on your phone when there's activity, and you can even get your Apple Watch or whatever to give you a little notification. So
somebody's really trying to get a hold of me. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, you know what? We can go through that towards the end. It's actually over in Marketplace. So let's finish this one off, and then we'll get going. So what I would probably say is if you've got your own branding and your own image of stuff, it would be important to be able to upload all of that in here. Okay. If you're part of a team maybe and you want to get a secondary picture on or something like that, there's also those particular, there's that opportunity for you to be able to upload those pictures. And then what I would say is go through the questions that are in here, right? And it's very simple. Hide the resource page, yes or no. I don't hide my resource page. The resource page is actually a list of my vendors that are there. The Millions Mapped app, that's an app as well that you can download, which will show listings to your clients in the neighborhood. Okay. Hide office information. This is always a no. You need to show your office information as part of our CREA rules. Flyer information, that's up to you if you want to hide it or not. One of the important ones is I have a mandate on phone numbers. This is a yes for me. And the reason why is if you run any lead generation programs and people come to your site, but they don't leave you with a phone number, you're constantly chasing them through email versus I ask them politely to be able to put in their phone number, and I'm able to talk to them via phone when the time is right. Forced lead registration, I have this under normal. You can have this however you want. You can have it delayed or you can have none. I know certain people run this in a different way, totally up to you. Website title, my tagline is your win-win realtor. I have that in here, okay? Unit numbers, we sell a fair amount of condos in my particular market, so we do offer the opportunity for people to put in their unit numbers in here. Okay. Custom header, sorry, recruit text, you can put whatever you want in here. It's totally up to you. Custom header, I would not play with this unless you know what you're doing. Okay, very simple. If you're going to do anything like any of the Google AdWords programs or anything of that nature, they're going to come in and put this stuff in here. As you can see, my Facebook pixels code is already in there. Facebook does that for me. I don't really worry about it much. Okay, let's see. Most of this other stuff I leave blank. I leave it at its current state. Let's go down here. You can choose different types, so different formats of your website. So you get to choose foundation or hero. I like the hero one just because it makes me feel special. Navy blue is my favorite color, as you can tell. So I do have navy blue, but if you have certain branding that's in different colors, eggplant, for example, that could be something you can do. Okay. Keep scrolling down. There's a bunch of different questions in here. So you've got hide chat widget. You can actually link your Facebook Messenger to your site, which makes it a little bit easier for you. I don't play with the width of the custom area. I don't play with the header. I don't play with the primary code. I leave the head office office name on homepage. Square agent cover image. So if you want a picture of yourself, if it's on your branding, you can put a picture of yourself in square format or no picture at all. I don't have a picture of me on my website. And that is pretty much it. That's the, that's the setup of the page. So then aesthetically, it's looking the way you want it to and aligns with your branding. And then you've actually got different options here for how you want to set up your custom pages plus your carousels, as they call them. Okay. So in search, you can call them search and sell and finance. These are all the pages that are on here. And then you've got more questions that you can answer down here. Now let's get down to listing carousels. I predominantly sell in the Vancouver market. So what you'll see in my carousels is you'll see the homepage listing widget, which I'm just gonna pop you over to my website real quick and I'll kind of show you what that really means. It's important to kind of connect the dot. Website's just taking a moment. My internet's been a little funny here at the office today. So, there we go. All right. So the carousels are these things right here. Okay. The listings in Vancouver, the open houses. And so when you're setting up your page, you can choose all the different things that are there for you to be able to set all that stuff up. Right. So for example, sorry about that. Here we go. So I've got area in the homepage listing widget. It's just my Vancouver area. That's what I've got. And I've got open houses in here. Let's just say you sold in 2 different markets. You can do just listed in Vancouver. I do save. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to go back to my web page. And the beauty of this page is that it refreshes pretty quickly when it's working fast. So there we go. As you saw, the top page actually changed. And all of a sudden, I've got open houses just listed is all of a sudden in here along with listings in Vancouver.
And some people want to have their own listings. They can have their own listings as one of the tabs there, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. If you're a listing machine, you can have 5 or 6 or 10 up there, whatever it looks like. Okay.
Okay. So that's kind of getting set up like the basics, right?
Correct.
For your website. So one of the other things that I'm really nervous about is I've got a ton of leads from my previous program that I was using, leads and contacts and everything. Tell me about what I do with those and can I use them in kvCORE?
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely use them in kvCORE. That's the best part. One little tidbit I just want to make sure you hit the save button after you make changes. Okay, guys, very, very important. All right. So now let's talk about getting your contacts into kvCORE, right? This is where a lot more rubber hits the road. So let's talk about bulk import. Okay, so you're going to go to Lead Engine, all right, and you're going to come over to bulk import. Okay, so there's 3 different ways that you can bring your contacts over. Okay, one is if you use Google Contacts currently today, you can sync your Google Contacts into kvCORE and it will just download all the information. Okay, so that's 1. 2, is if you're using a third-party CRM or another CRM, let's just say Top Producer as an example, right? You can actually upload your contacts into here. You have to go into Top Producer, download all of them, okay, into what we call a CSV file. So it's CSV, so Charlie Sierra Victor file, right? And then you can come into Lead Engine, bulk import, and come to here where it says do it yourself, and you can upload a CSV file into here, and the system will do it for you. Okay, so that's two. Third option is, if you noticed in here, when you're in bulk import, there's this little option right here, which is you can submit the file into Inside Real Estate and they'll do it for you.
I think that's going to be a favorite button for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, if it's something that makes you a little bit queasy, for sure, I would let somebody else that handles it on a regular basis do it for you. I am the opposite. I love doing all of this stuff hands-on, and I love breaking things and I love fixing them again. So it depends on you. This little video that's here, it's a 10-minute video. It actually shows you how to be able to do a lot of it as well.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that makes me feel a lot more comfortable about bringing my leads over. Would you say that it's a good idea or not a good idea to bring in like my bulk leads? And what about my past clients and contacts? Should I bring everything in? Can you separate them somehow in here?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. Absolutely. You can break them down as you need them. So let me take you over to Smart CRM, and I'm going to show you some of the designations that are in here. So yeah, let's jump over here. So in the CRM, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of blue ones, I've got some purple ones, I got some red ones, I even got some yellow and green ones in here. So let me show you what that means. So this particular lead, for example, she just registered on my website. She got some automatic emails from me. And the way it works is you can go into here, okay, and choose what you want to do with them. Okay? So they can be Sphere, which is somebody that maybe you're kind of talking to, maybe you're not, or they're just an old friend that, you know, could be 10 years later that could be doing something with you. A prospect is somebody that you're talking to right now, but they're not ready yet, right? And you haven't got the criteria down as to whether they want to list or want to buy and what that really looks like. A new lead is somebody that is brand new to you, and you know, they're in the process of evaluating areas and all that other stuff. Active lead for me is somebody who's actively looking. You know, we've got the criteria down. We know where they're going. We know what they're doing. We've already figured out their price points. They're pre-approved, all that other stuff. This criteria is all based on you, right? So don't use my examples, but use what makes sense for you. A client is somebody I'm currently in agreement with, somebody that I may have done the deal with in the past, okay? Or somebody that I'm working with actively right now. Like they're in my car on the weekends, we're driving out looking at stuff, okay? Contract is somebody that's in contract. If they're a buyer, you can put them under buyer's agent agreements like we have in Vancouver, or if it's a listing, we definitely be under contract. Closed is somebody where you've closed the deal, plain and simple. Paychecks happened, you know, it's all good. And archived is a great one where, you know, you want to keep valuable people in your database. The nice thing about archived, just something that I've learned, is if you archive somebody and they, a year, 2 years later, decide to come back to your website and use the same website and use the same email address to register, they'll become active again. The system will recognize them and make them active again.
Okay, so that's great. Okay, so you mentioned something when you were talking earlier about artificial intelligence for lead follow-up. Is this where you would do that, and how do you set that up?
Yeah, so I think the next step, if you're thinking about this, is you need to get your campaigns up and running. So let's talk about that real quick and show you what that's going to look like. So what you want to do is go back into Marketing Autopilot over here. This is you know, an important part of the people that you're going to be engaging with. So a lot of people struggle with what's the right campaign, you know, do I have to build one? You know, is the language fluent with my local area? All of these obstacles. I have to tell you, in my personal experience, I've dealt with a couple of US companies and I've dealt with a couple of international companies. And the Inside Real Estate campaign is actually very fluid across most cultures. So I would say it's probably one of the better ones that I've seen.
Okay.
Let me take you through how to be able to get some campaigns up and running. And there's 22 pre-built campaigns inside the system already. So what you want to be able to do is go to Marketing Autopilot right over here. Okay, like we clicked on earlier, and it says Start Campaigns. So start a campaign. All right, and you'll notice here where it says kvCORE Library, and below it says System Campaigns 22.
Yep.
All right, I could not find this for the life of me when I first started. I waited probably about a month before I found this thing. And so you see this, scroll all the way to the far right, see this drop down arrow, click on it, and here's your 22 campaigns. All right, change the rows, I'll change it to 50. But there's 22 different campaigns in there.
And you can click on any one of those and just add it to your library, the ones that are relevant to you.
Correct, yeah, so if you've got a seller campaign, you click Add to Library, and what will happen is, this is my library down here, okay? Then what you can do is put them in here and get them up and running.
And then which ones would you recommend for getting started?
So the two that I would recommend to get started is the new lead buyer one, and then the new lead seller one. Those are the two that I would recommend. What you're going to need to do is, once you add them to your library, right? Click on the actual campaign itself, and then this screen pops up. And then you can see what the text messages look like, the emails look like, the tasks look like, everything. So as you can see in this one, in the seller one, there's a couple of calls that I need to make. There's a couple of text messages that go out. And there's a couple of emails that go out. Okay. If you want to see any of them, you just click on it. Let's just say text message, and you do view as template, and it shows you what the text message is going to be. If you want to modify any of these, you're more than welcome to. That's a bit of a different conversation, but it's definitely within your scope.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you've got your campaigns added, you're working, right? You need to activate them. So you need to put them into active status. So this light, this button needs to be blue. As you can see, the grayed out buttons I'm not using. So once you've got this up and running, now your next task is to assign people to the campaigns.
Okay.
Right? So you want to start talking to them. So what you want to do is, we're going to go back to Smart CRM here on the top left. Okay. Once you get, so let's take my friend Mandeep here. Okay. I'm going to click on his name, and he currently is a sphere, and he's a buyer, but he doesn't have any campaigns assigned to him. As you can see, there's red marks all the way through here. You click on campaigns, add campaign, and whatever active campaigns you have are the only ones that'll show up here. All 22 will not, okay? Just the active ones. And I'm gonna add buyer campaign, and I hit add, and boom, it starts. The system automatically starts doing its magic, okay? So that's done. Now, one of the other questions you'd asked was, what about the AI? Okay, so one of the great things—
Before you go to the next one, I understood that there's a way to set it so that if you get a new lead, it can automatically assign a campaign so you don't have to manually do it every time.
Yes. So that all depends on the way that you set up the campaigns. So let's just take you through that particular process here. So in the start a campaign, okay, and we're gonna, let's do this. Default new buyer campaign. I'm gonna add this to my library for you, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how this looks. So if I go to default add new lead buyer, okay, you can go in here and go do edit, and here you can add logic to the actual campaign itself. So if it's a new lead, and you know, let's just say you got a Facebook lead or a Instagram lead or a Twitter lead, whatever it may be, as long as it comes into your system as a new lead, this campaign will be triggered, okay? Let's just say you're super advanced and you love using hashtags, okay? I use hashtags for open houses, as you can see. So if somebody comes in and signs in and their hashtag, they're assigned with this particular hashtag, when you do this particular campaign, you're telling this campaign, move to hashtag. So when this is, when it's triggered by this particular hashtag, it'll start the campaign automatically, okay?
Cool.
In its base format, okay, you don't need to do any of that stuff. If a buyer comes in or a seller comes in, you assign them, the campaigns will activate right away. Okay. And as you can see here, I click this blue button and that activates it. Does that help answer the question?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Good. Okay. So let's go back to assigning contacts. Is that okay?
Contacts, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do it. So Smart CRM is where you're going to go. And what you're going to do here is we talked about Mandeep and assigning a campaign to him. So we go down here, campaigns, assign campaigns, and pick one of these, and off you go. Okay, plain and simple.
Cool. That sounds easy.
It is. It's very easy. It's designed to make it, you know, not as cumbersome and not as complicated. It's supposed to be simple. So,
awesome. So let's assume that I've registered for kvCORE. I've set up my profile.
Yeah.
Now maybe imported some of my contacts and assigned some campaigns.
Great.
But I want to get some more leads, and I understood this is a lead generating website. So
it
where
is.
can I get leads?
Yeah, so perfect. And so there's a couple of different ways you can generate leads. Okay, let me show you. So you're going to come over here to Lead Engine. Okay, click on it, and you can create your own landing pages, your own squeeze pages. Okay, and like we talked about the Open House app. So everybody always asks me, Atish, what's the difference between a landing page and a squeeze page?
What is a landing page and what is a squeeze page?
Totally. So let me walk you through a landing page. So landing page is a dedicated page for maybe one specific type of information. Okay, so this is a landing page that's currently here now. So you can go in and modify this as you see fit. So let's just say, you know, your Burnaby real estate deals. I can do whatever I want. I can have price reductions in here, updates, distressed properties, fixer-uppers, all that stuff. And what you would do with this particular page is you would post it on your different social media mechanisms, okay? And they can register. So it's very focused on one specific thing. Let's just say you're doing a pre-sale project, okay? This would be a great opportunity for you to be able to do some pre-sale, and you can change the background. So let's just say you really wanted a nice kitchen, right? Or let's just say you wanted a custom picture from that particular listing. You can have that in there as well. Okay, so it gets people excited about, hey, I want to be able to look at this particular property. Okay, so that's a landing page.
Nice.
All right, now a squeeze page is a little bit different. And so the squeeze pages look like this. So a squeeze page is where you're able to create a link to a specific criteria or type of home. So let me give you a really good example. Something that happens often is people say to me, Atish, I want to buy a house with a beautiful view. Okay, so I can go and choose City of Vancouver. Listing is, let's just say, a condo, right? In Vancouver, you know, home properties are about $1 million, all right, to start out. And, you know, I'm looking for a 2-bed, 2-bath, okay? And walk score if you want a walk score, so very walkable, walker's paradise, whatever you want. I'll do that, and then I'll do, let's just scroll down here. So as you can see, lots of different options. So let's just say somebody wanted a golf course property, right? Or somebody wanted something with a view. So let's just do.
And I saw, you know, you got like water view.
Yeah.
So if I want to look, you could do a search basically for home condos under $1 million in Vancouver, walkable with a water view.
Correct. Yeah. And here you go. Now I have the link, right? And I always use a short link, not the big long link. Just makes it easier for people. You can have different things in here. I use the most recent listings from my agency. And don't forget, this is a lead generation site, right? So here's the interesting thing. Once you post this particular link onto the internet, somebody can look at 5 different properties and then they would register on your website. Okay, so I've done generate link. copy to clipboard, and I'm just going to open a new web page, drop that link in there, and ta-da! So as you can see
Now
in
you can put on
Vancouver,
social media, you know, a big banner or something that says, looking for Vancouver condos with a water view under $1 million, click here.
yep, exactly. And these are, it's the way that it's designated in the system as well. So in your MLS, when they're listed with water views, this is the only way they're going to pop up. As you can see, it says water view. And there's only 5 under $1 million with water views, very walkable in Vancouver.
I'm picking.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is great, but you've gone way over my head at this point. I don't want to do landing pages, squeeze pages. I don't get it. I don't even know Facebook. Is there a do it for me option?
Yeah, totally. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. One would be you can get ads created through the Marketplace website. And so when you go to Marketplace here, there is a program that we have that's called Making It Rain. Okay, you can buy this particular program. It is specifically focused around Google AdWords. Okay, so it's buyers that are out there or sellers that are out there. They're trying to get an understanding and they're searching for homes. Making It Rain actually does the ads for you, and everything else, the leads go straight into your system. You know, it's $250 a month US to start this particular program. It's a minimum 3-month commitment. Okay, so you go into Marketplace, scroll down to Making It Rain, do get this, and off you go from there. Now that's one way. The other way to be able to do this is you can post listings, your listings on Facebook through the website as well. So depends on if that's something that you want to do. If you go here in listings on the far left-hand side, okay, and let's just say this particular listing here in Delta for $1 million, I can click on it. There's no photos, so you know what, let's choose something that's got photos. All right, and here, let's take this one. Oh, no city value.
Atish, you can boost your own listings or you can boost another property's listings, right? As long as you have that listing reciprocity rule?
Correct, that's 100% right. So within our MLS, we've got reciprocity agreements with everybody in the province. So this particular listing here, which is not my own, I know this building, funny enough. So, you know, I know that, you know, 1 bed, 1 bath for $565,000 is a smoking hot deal in Vancouver. All right, so you can come in here, look at this particular listing, and then come here to the 3 dots. Okay, now you can send this as an individual email to one of your clients, you know, all those great contacts that you uploaded, you can do that. Or what you can do is post it, and you can post it in Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Craigslist. All right, and you can also do a boost as well. Boost does cost you money, but that is definitely an option for you. So post it on Craigslist. Let's just do that right now. We click on post to Craigslist, and this is a Vancouver listing. My hands are off, just so you know. Did everything for me.
Wow, that's pretty
awesome. It's
awesome.
ready to go on Craigslist.
Unbelievable. I was going, you're fast at this. Look at this.
It already did everything. I don't need to do anything. Now, I'm a bit of a information guy, so I want to make sure that this post is very specific. So I'm going to change the name on here to Candy Street because I have my own dedicated number. And then I'm going to do continue. And then I do publish. Done. It's on Craigslist. So anybody who wants to see that particular property, text me at that number and I'll be able to help them show them the property.
So that's a great way if you just wanted to get some leads and maybe not pay too much or just very minimal. There's options for anybody essentially.
Absolutely, yeah. It depends on how hands-on you want to be. If you want to be hands-off, the Making It Rain program is a great opportunity for you. If you want to be hands-on and you want to control the timing that you post and you want to be very focused on the people that you're trying to capture because you've got a very good vision for the buyer that you want to be able to capture, the seller that you're trying to be able to capture, all of that is available to you.
Cool. And I know on our listings, what we've done is every time we have a new listing, we grab the direct link on our website and we put it in the brochure link and the map link and everything on MLS.
Brilliant.
everybody on realtor.ca, when they're clicking brochure, it's just going to our website
Right.
and they lead capture that way.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I love that. I don't even do that today, but I'm going to change that now.
You'll learn something new every day, right?
Every day, man, every day.
So I think this was really helpful. Just as a kind of a recap for people, if you want to learn more about kvCORE, this is kind of an overview of how to go from I've never had kvCORE before to here's what I can do with it. Show us again that learning portal, maybe click on that link and show us where we can sign up for more classes and just kind of deeper dives on this.
For sure, yeah. So you go log in, get to your dashboard. You can do the agent success plan, which is the most newest one that they've got, or you do the view learning portal. And then the learning portal, it has more advanced stuff. So if you're one of those guys that loves to retarget your ads, if you're one of those folks that loves to really get into the nitty gritties around analytics and Google Analytics and how to do all of that, they have all of that information in here. So scroll through and look for it. There's a bunch of courses that you can sign up for as well. The agent success plan is the one that you start with if you like things like advanced editor email and things like that. All of that is in here. There's a ton of information.
That's great. And these are, I've actually been through some of these and they're phenomenally done. They're really, really easy to follow and understand. So it's not like they'll go into tough, difficult language that you won't understand. So
yeah, and if you get stuck, you've always got the blue button at the bottom, right?
Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Thanks, Atish, very much for doing this. I know it was a very busy day for you and for me, so we're able to squeeze this in. I think this will be a really great resource for people moving forward. And you know, if you've got questions, you can reach out to us or reach out to Inside Real Estate. They're going to be able to answer everything you want. Two other resources I'm going to mention really quickly. One is eXp World does have classes and training on kvCORE, kvCORE 101. There's different kind of classes you can register for in eXp World, which is our office. And the other place that's a great resource is Workplace, which is Workplace by Facebook. Go in there, there's a kvCORE group for eXp agents, and it's full of top experts who really know their stuff here. Yeah, Atish going in there right now. You can ask questions here. There's some serious experts, and this is a great place. Look, I'm in kvCORE and I'm trying to do this. People will answer you right away. You've got 23,000 agents at your disposal here. So, okay, let's wrap it up, Atish. Thank you so much. You're a genius. I love you. You're great. And we'll wrap it up. And that's your introduction to kvCORE.
All right. Well, welcome aboard. Super excited to work with you guys. So if you have any other questions, you've got all the resources in the world, and feel free to reach out if you need it.
Okay.
Have a great day, guys.